What is the current problem with B2B commerce that you feel needs to be solved?
Yeah, one of the current problems with B2B e-commerce that we're hearing a lot of comments around is the process of building a purchase order on a B2B website. If you imagine yourself going to Amazon to place an order as a consumer, typically those orders may only include one or two, maybe three different items. A B2B purchase order can have 20, 30, 40 line items on it. And to expect a trade customer to go through, log into a B2B website, and then find the product that they want to order, add the quantity they want of that particular product, add that to the cart, and then to do that 20 or 30 times can be quite cumbersome, quite time consuming, error prone, and just not very efficient from the B2B customer's perspective. So placing a purchase order becomes almost a hassle. So the idea, that's the problem in a nutshell. Really, just being able to capture trade orders that consist of multiple line items in a more efficient way.
Why is this a problem? And I'm thinking particularly in terms of, is it an issue of client engagement? Does it disrupt that engagement process?
Well, in some cases, the reason this is a problem is that it actually prevents people from placing orders through B2B websites altogether. Some trade customers simply refuse because they already have created a purchase order in their own system. They've already gone through creating spreadsheets of the parts list that they need for their project, and now they have to go to a website and go and select all those items and parts again, one by one. It's just a hassle. So for some people, that is basically something they won't do.
How can we solve the problem?
Well, that's the exciting bit. So the problem can be solved by allowing different ways of placing those orders, and in some cases, even circumventing the B2B website altogether. So for example, allowing a customer to upload a spreadsheet that they've already created internally when they produce their own purchase order, or in fact, their own purchase order that they've just printed out. They could just scan it and send it through, or as an attachment. Or they may have a handwritten note of the items that they want to. We've seen cases now where um, parts lists have been written by hand on the back of a gypboard and a photograph of that taken and sent through as an order or a voice message. So really opening up the methods by which we can receive a B2B order is taking away a lot of the hurdles and the reasons why some B2B clients are simply not ordering through B2B websites.
Being in the e-commerce integration business, are there any specific solutions you're coming up with now or that you're working on?
Yes, well, the order processing and receiving of orders in particular is a solution that we are trialing and that we are working on with some new clients and existing clients at the moment. People who just really want to take away any barriers from their clients placing orders. So they want to make sure that their clients can place orders in whatever way they want to. So we're exploring some technologies that are AI supported, that can receive and recognize pretty much any kind of format. As I said, whether that's a photograph, a spreadsheet, a printed purchase order, or even a voice message. All of those examples are what we are working on at the moment, implementing with a few of our selected clients.
If somebody places a voice order so that they're talking to an AI to place that voice order?
No, they could just record that as a voice message, much like you leave a voice message for your wife. Basically, you'd say, I need these pieces, I need these parts, and if you have the part numbers, you can just rattle them off, and the system will be capable of recognizing those. Provided, of course, that has been set up so that your part numbers, the products that you order, are available and are recognizable. So there needs to be some setup, and that's exactly where we add value in terms of linking existing product catalogs to the recognition, the language models that assist with the recognition of those orders, but allows them essentially to be received in a number of different formats.
How does that affect the customer who maybe has a complex order? So they might be ordering bolts, which may come with varied threads, various sizes, different, widths, different purposes. Or if they're ordering clothing, sizes, that sort of thing. How do we translate the complexity from what the client has to order to actually fulfilling that order by giving the B2B e-commerce business the information they need?
So the complexity of products and their details, specific metrics that make up the product would still need to be provided by the client, and that is best done by having a specific SKU number, a specific product code that you're wanting to order. So it saves the client potentially from going and having to find that on the B2B provider's website when they already have a price list or they already have a parts list or a drawing, for example, of a particular piece of equipment that they're wanting to buy replacement parts for. So they could just use the part numbers or the SKU numbers that are available there that pinpoint the exact size, color, and fabric of, for example, a garment or a particular size and tread and what have you of a fastener that they may be ordering.
How do you see life afterwards for both the customer and the business to business e-commerce website?
Well, once the system is implemented, the placing of orders just becomes infinitely easier for clients. We've seen time savings of 50% and more, just being able to place an order in whatever way you'd like. From a e-commerce B2B provider perspective, it opens up a whole new channel of being able to receive orders in a new way. So it's really getting around those limitations and the clunkiness perhaps of e-commerce websites, asking clients to place large purchase orders through these sites when they're already used to placing a purchase order by creating that purchase order in their own systems and just clicking send. So that would be the easiest way. So it's in a way this process is replacing older EDI type integrations where a customer would place an order in or set up a purchase order in their own system, and that would be through EDI integration linked to the supplier's website. Now they can just print that website and send it through. There doesn't need to be an EDI integration. So this is really a new level of flexibility and functionality that's being enabled there.
So anybody who's listening to this and is interested in implementing some of what you talk about, what would be the next steps for them?
The next step would really be to just engage with us about a conversation around the use case that you are envisaging, and we can help with some ideas and suggestions there, and then possibly to identify a limited scope pilot or proof of concept to actually test the functionality and perhaps release that to some of your selected clients for them to give you feedback on what they think and what they would like to see, so that that ordering process can really be customized to your specific business needs and how your clients want to order from you.
Then just to circle back and finish off, where we talk about the problem in terms of being able to order being quite a clunky and time consuming process for the customer, we're moving, I guess, into an environment or into a future where there's less tolerance for this kind of thing. Would you agree? And if so, why?
Absolutely. I think there is a lot less tolerance there in terms of B2B ordering now, especially because of the way that consumer ordering has been facilitated online for some time now. So people are used to the experience ordering from an Amazon or Temu or other online marketplace. and they expect that same sort of functionality and flexibility when they come to order for their employers from a supplier. And that's where the difference between an order that contains 2 or 3 items and an order that contains 20 or 30 or 40 items is simply staggering because of the amount of time and effort it takes to build those orders. So providing that new way of placing orders just opens up possibilities that previously just did not exist.
And I would imagine you're sort of welcoming and opening up some conversations with B2B e-commerce and other suppliers who are interested in going down this road.
Absolutely. Yes, we're working with a couple of clients right now who are exploring this option and who are putting those possibilities to their clients to get feedback, as I was saying earlier, to try and see how would they prefer to be able to order and what other barriers are there that can be removed through these new capabilities.
Things are moving at bewildering speed, aren't they?
Absolutely, and yeah, finding this new functionality now as something that we can offer both existing clients who already have integrations in place that we've built for them, where we've integrated their e-commerce website with their ERP side. Now to say that we could also include a completely open format order processing front end, it just allows clients to invite people to order who previously would not have ordered through a B2B website.
Mark, that about wraps it up. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Colin.